I don't know how many records I bought in the last 2 weeks, but a lot. Yesterday, which is Monday. I don't know when I'm going to put this up, but Monday I went to another round of Goodwills, and I'm going to go quickly because I have a lot to show you guys. First up, just really quickly, the CDs. I'm not going to talk too much about them. First up, it's Yo-Yo, Black Pearl. When I saw this, it just rang a bell. Like, oh yeah, I remember Yo-Yo way back when I still watched MTV, a lot of different shows, Headbangers Ball, Alternative Nation, but also Yo MTV Raps, and she was on that quite regularly. So that's Yo-Yo. The Twilight Singers, She Loves You, which is Greg Dooley from African Wigs, doing a lot of covers by artists like Björk, Nina Simone, Mary J. Blige, Billie Holiday, Marvin Gaye, Fleetwood Mac, John Coltrane. This goes on. It's pretty okay. Nothing too, nothing too amazing, but it's pretty okay. This is a Dutch guy called Bastian, whatever you want to pronounce his name like. He is the producer of one of Holland's hottest rap crews, Weer Vertegenwoordig. And this is pretty good 80s funk. He does 80s funk. Basically the Rick James, the Das Band, I guess, stuff like that. Lots of like funky keyboards and good stuff. Then I got Guided by Voices, Under the Bushes, Under the Stars. I just had to pick this up. I mean, come on, Guided by Voices at a Goodwill. It's their lo-fi period. Later on they would sound better, you know, slicker, let's just call it that. But this is really good. It's 24 tracks on it, and it's pretty damn good. I'm gonna turn this down a little. We're coming to that later on, so don't worry, you're gonna hear what it is. First up, also Bad Religion. No Substance. I like Bad Religion, and this is, you know, the late 90s period, and I don't really know that period well, so I had a quick listen, and it sounds like Bad Religion, so you can't go wrong there. Then we have got the Wipers. This is Silver Sail. Wipers were a band that influenced the whole grunge movement, or at least Nirvana. They were very influential in Nirvana, and this is from 1993, so I guess Nirvana kind of brought them back to the forefront, and they released another album, which is nothing like their earlier work, which is really good. This is pretty okay. You know, if you want good Wipers, check out Youth of America. That's an awesome record. This is okay. And we got Nearly God, self-titled album. Nearly God basically is Tricky. Tricky with a lot of friends. So you have Tricky, Terry Hall, Nene Cherry, Björk, Alison Moyet, and more. A lot of people I don't really know. But yeah, it's trip hop. It's pretty experimental at times. So you gotta really, you know, be into that stuff. But I like it. And then the surprise of CD-wise for me is Soul Savers. This is the album Broken. Soul Savers, like a duo of British electronica producers, I guess, and they created this album, which is not electronic. It doesn't sound like electronica. And they got Mark Lanigan to do most of the vocals. They have Gibby Hayes from the Butthole Surfers. Who else? Mike Patton's on it. Richard Hawley is on it. It's rootsy. It's just really good. Good album, and a must-have if you like Mark Lanigan's voice. I got some 7 inches, only 2. First up, Herbie Hancock, Rocket. Gotta have some Herbie, and this is a really nice track. Reminds me of my youth. And then this one is pretty nice. I don't think you can actually see it. It's the original Decca sleeve. That was a sell for me. But it's a band called Los Bravos, who were pretty known. I think they're from Spain. but I don't know for sure. Anyway, they had a track called Black is Black, and that's this 7-inch, and I just love that track. So, original Decca release from 1966 for only a euro. A dollar, a euro. The vinyl. This is okay. This is Andy Taylor, you know, the guitar player from Duran Duran. It's an album called Dangerous, and he makes two mistakes on this album. First up, he does a cover of Lola by the Kings, which is not a good cover, and an even worse cover is Sympathy for the Devil. He does that. It's pretty okay. Let's just say that, you know. I like Duran Duran better. Then an album, wow, I was so surprised to find this. This is Electric Food, it's a compilation album. I don't know, apparently this is released in Holland only, on Mercury Records. And what you get here is, I don't think you can actually see it too well, but I'm going to name them. You get Blue Cheer, you get H.P. Lovecraft, Savage Resurrection, The Hello People, Morning Glory, Blues Magoos, Thornton's Shield. It's an amazing album filled with, you know, heavy rock from the late 60s, psychedelic rock, blues rock. A really, really, really good album. If you see it, you know, it is on eBay right now, and it's $55, and I got it for, I don't know, $3, I guess. But it's worth it. It's amazing. This I also had to pick up. This is actually my first album by Killing Joke. It's called Nighttime, and it's got their most famous track on it, Love Like Blood, but also 80s, which is just awesome. Really good, solid post-punk album. These guys, they still go strong, except now they sound more like 9 Inch Nails, but a really good album. Check them out. This is what's playing in the background. The Butterfield Blues Band. It's an original copy on Elektra. You know, it's just awesome. When I saw this, I was actually, I grabbed it immediately. I just had to have this, even though I'm not a blues fan. And this is pretty decent actually. This is pretty good. So don't know much about this band. If you do, if you do, you know, let me know. But I think this is a really good find. Then we got the debut album by Peter, Paul and Mary. This is a really like thin sleeve, but that's okay. You know, I don't mind. I like Peter, Paul and Mary and their, you know, early folk stuff. This is from 1962. Yeah, it's pretty decent folk music from the early 60s. This I just had to pick up because of a friend of mine who was a big Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schulze fan, and Moon Dawn is a record I guess he promoted to me several times, and I just never really got Tangerine Dream. I have their first 2 albums, which I love, but overall the synthy stuff, not my cup of tea. But I decided, you know, to check it out. There's 2 tracks on it, Floating and Mind Phaser. Mind Phaser, so far, it's a really good track. Floating, I just have to get into it. But that's Klaus Schulze. Then a Dutch act. This is Omsk by the Nits. I love the Nits. You know, they're a really, really great Dutch band. They had kind of a small hit, I guess, even in America in the early 80s. Some electronica stuff. This is past that. You know, this is from 1983, but the electronica thing, the new wave thing is gone, and it's more like this original pop kind of. I don't know how to explain it. They're a pretty original band, and yeah, I like them a lot. This is the inner sleeve, and this is actually the band. I'm happy also I found this. This is Switched on Bach, the first Switched on Bach record. by Walter Carlos. Yeah, it's a Moog album again, and it's just one of the Moog albums I didn't have yet, and I love it. I love it. I'm not too big on classical music, but if it's done with a Moog synthesizer, I get it. I like it. I love it. This is another really great find, original album from, I guess, also the early 60s. But it's in a thick plastic sleeve because this portion of the sleeve is still together. The rest, you know, it's torn apart. But it's the Avengers play Telstar, The Lonely Bull. The Avengers, you know, a instrumental guitar band, and this is just nice song. Even if the sleeve is in terrible shape, like literally terrible shape, I'm not gonna take it out because it will fall apart literally. But this is really really nice stuff. I'm really happy that I found this. I also found a whole batch of albums by the following artist, Mayfield. This is his 1971 album called Roots. Someone probably tried to stick it together because this is all tape here, but it's okay. It's the album is like in perfect shape, so I was happy to pay this amount of money for it because it wasn't that cheap actually. But still, I would have probably paid for a great condition album like twice as much, maybe even 3 times as much. But it's a really good funk soul album. I also found Sweet Exorcist by Curtis. Great artwork. It's a gatefold again. There it is. And then we have Got to Find a Way from 1974. These are all, you know, various releases. I guess Roots is original American release, and Sweet Exorcist is the UK release. This apparently is the French release. I don't mind, you know, it's Curtis. So that's Got to Find a Way. Then I also found Give, Get, Take and Have, which is also the UK release on PYE. This is all just great stuff, except the last one, which is, you know, pretty okay. This is his album from 1990 called Homeless. Take It to the Streets. The first track is called Homeless. It's, at moments he has the funk, you know, he has that the old spirit, but otherwise it's the production is too slick and too 90s. But you know, you gotta pick it up. It's Curtis. And the last purchase I made is a soundtrack called Stiletto. Yeah, I saw this, checked out what year it's from. It's from 1969. It's some kind of thriller, spy movie, I don't know, action adventure it says here. And the music fits it. It's groovy music, just the way I like my soundtracks, you know. Nothing too serious, nothing too classical. It's just great, easy listening, loungy kind of groove music. Pretty good. Music is composed by, I have to look this up, Sid Raman. I never heard of Sid Raman, but this is a really good soundtrack. So I think I managed to pull this off in a short period, so I'm really happy. I might have to slow down a little. It's just getting out of hand, but we'll see. Anyway, peace.